And Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Rich Trapper.
The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit.
What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. We back in action with another reaction video. Back in this thing. Like, cook, cracking this thing, man. Like, comment, subscribe for more of this Rich Trapper Mafia. Good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you use, some knowledge you can't get in college, big dog. Find me on all streaming platforms. Rich Trapper, something to go is out now, man. Get into that. If you ain't got into that, man, my newest single, Rich Trapper, something to gone. It's out now, man. So make sure you get into that if you haven't gotten into that. You already know the deal, man. But what you need to do is get into these Honey Bourbon loose leaves. Shout out to Honey Bourbon loose leaves. Shout out to loose leaves. Shout out to Deso Dub. So awful lot of loose leaves. So awful lot of Honey Bourbons, man. Loose leaves. The perfectly cut leaves for a perfect roll. Every single time, big dog. Make sure y'all get into that. Also, if you ain't trying to roll up, you could take some of these live resin disposable cartridges to the face. Cannabis-derived terpenes, premium category 3 distillates, no pesticides or heavy metals like Metallica. You feel me? Get into these, man. It's made by Tasty. Make sure you get into these, man. Tasty got about 20 different flavors of these, different type of distillates, man. So get into those if you ain't got into those. They great for at work, park, school, anywhere you trying to be discreet. Not, nobody needs to know that you puffy on the sticky or the ickiest. You feel me? Trying to be discreet with it. Get into that. Get into it. That's the clap we was looking for. Get into that. If you need marketing, advertising, promotion, sponsorships through TNN Trap News Network, make sure you slide in my DM on Instagram, Trap News Network, TRAPNEWS, NETWORX. We got packages available starting as low as $25. Shout out to, real quick, we're not getting into that yet. Still got more intro. You get mad, but I don't care. The intro gonna keep introing, big dog. If you don't like it, fast forward. Duh, you ain't even gotta listen to the intro, and you ain't gotta figure out how I'm giving out the chili. So if you fast forward and you miss your opportunity to get chili, you're bad. Either way it go, though, man, drop a comment because the best comment between now and 10,000 subscribers, if we get there before May the 14th, I'm gonna give away $150 to that person, big dog. If y'all ain't noticed, the number's getting bigger and bigger. We keep going in increments of 50, so don't worry about that. If you drop a comment and you have the best comment between now and the end of April, we're going to also give away another $50, man. So we're giving away $200 in the next 30 days. So don't worry about it, big dog. Don't worry about it. You already know the deal, man. Today, we got point and shoot. Now, point and shoot, I appreciate y'all for putting me on a point and shoot. The Rich Trapper Mafia put me on point and shoot. I learned about him through the comments. I had never heard of this guy before. Y'all in the comments told me that point and shoot was the GOAT of this reaction-ish. And that man is the Jordan of this reaction-ish, big dog. Kobe is great, LeBron is great, but it's only one Jordan. Ain't nobody ever stood in the line for real like that over no pair of LeBrons, big dog. Now, I ain't never seen nobody get knocked out for his Kobe's. Never. But them Jays, let some 11s drop. You're all right. Either way it go, man. Shout out to Point and Shoot. We finna use this Kantiana. We got 1090 Jake. His situation with Ricky Ross. How did 1090 Jake get in there? I have no idea. But we finna jump into this content. Let's go.
That I thought was actually pretty funny. So 1090 Steak is going out sad. Okay, he's back in the
1090 Steak. Where does bro come up with these quotes?
Newspapers and is being heavily talked about again after he threatened to go after and expose Florida rapper Rick Ross. And he did this in order to come to the defense of Drake, who is currently feuding with Rick Ross. They got a petty beef going on. And so this is crazy. So 1090 was offended that Rick Ross was calling Drake a white boy during their feud. And so 1090 Jake, I guess, is very proud of his white heritage. And so in response to this feud, that 1090...
That's very white power. White power.
Jake had absolutely nothing to do with. He inserted himself in their beef in a racially motivated threat to expose Rick Ross for being a former CO for the South Florida Reception Center. But the funniest part so far is that 1090 Cakes is a known snitch multiple times over. And this is already very clear to everyone at this point.
Yo, not only does Point and Shoot come with Facky on this, he comes with Papy on this. Golly, 1090 Jake, that's a whole essay. God damn. Sheesh. What does it say? Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Let me see. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Let me see. On January 16th, 14, I was sitting with my brother on my bunk when inmate... Oh, okay. I was sitting on my bunk. My bad. On blah, blah. I was sitting on my bunk with inmate, somebody named... Something me with a rock in the sock. Oh, hit me. I'm assuming it's with a rock in the sock. This is, y'all see what it looked like. I'm trying my best to read this. Hit me with a rock in the sock. Something during shift change. The officer and handcuffed him. I'm not sure what he did. Basically, you telling on somebody smacking your dumb ass with a rock in the sock. Got it.
He's went out sad for snitching like 19 times already publicly. So when 1090 posted this threat towards Rick Ross in a now deleted Instagram post, everyone in his commentary section was slamming him and making fun of him for being an informant his damn self. And this is a classic case of Jake going out sad once again.
Now, here's the thing about correctional officers. This is what I believe in my heart. If you retire from any correctional officer position, county jail, detention center, whatever, state penitentiary, whatever you want to call it, you are crooked because they don't make nothing. Why would you want to retire from a place? First of all, why you want to wake up every day and go to jail is beyond me. Who wakes up and willingly goes to jail? That's wild. So that's beyond me. But you can't tell me that if they retire from those jobs that they wasn't crooked, bro. They're criminals. They criminals, bro. Like, I done seen COs bringing full-blown knives in the LA County jail. I ain't talking about a little butterfly. I'm not talking about a little BS Boy Scout knives, pocket knives, and nothing like that. Bro, I'm talking about real-life knives. Like, nigga, you got that from the street. Like, what? The CO gave him that, whatever. I done seen COs sneaking food, all kind of stuff. And this is just in the county jail. You feel me? That's so they would be jailers. They're not even COs. They're not correctional officers. Those are jailers, actually. So I've never been to the penitentiary. Don't want to go to the penitentiary. I actually learned my lesson in the county jail. I said, I shouldn't be a criminal. I'm going to go ahead and be a square and do the news. I'm not going to get into that. No crimes here. No crimes here. We actually don't even jaywalk. I'll wait at the sign. I push the button. Little guy bleeps. And I walk across the street. If it's yellow, I stop. I don't make the red light. I don't make the yellow light. I'm going to cost you the red every time if you behind me, big dog. Yellow means stop to me, big dog. Follow the laws. I stay in the far right lane. I do 65 the whole time. Far right lane. Yep. Don't. Nope. No carpool lane for me. No fast lane for me. Nope. No to crime. Either way it go though. So people always say Rick Ross was a correctional officer and all that. And yeah, that's common knowledge. We all know that. But what if he was like in there like moving bricks and all that kind of stuff? Because I've seen that. You know what I'm saying? So just because he's a correctional officer, does that mean that he's a snitch? And if it does, just let me know because you guys are the streets. I'm not the streets. I just do the news. I'm just here to point out the fact that correctional officers be crooked and they be drug dealers and stuff. But I digress.
Okay, so I want to show you this now deleted post from 1090 Steak's Instagram where he was threatening Rick Ross on behalf of whites. So here it is. So in this post that is now deleted, it would seem off of his Instagram, it says, since he keep calling Champagne Poppy a white boy, he woke the real white boy up. He said he only lasted 4 months, but the paperwork says 95 to 97 with perfect attendance. Let me know. Okay, so 1090 Jake was offended by the white boy stuff.
On behalf of all my white watchers, I know we don't ask you guys too many questions specifically. Don't go crazy with it. Just take your little one moment and just go back to like doing whatever you were doing. Does 1090 Jake speak for y'all on behalf of the whites? Like Woods, where the Woods at? Woods. Does 1090 Jake speak for y'all? Regular whites, racist whites. I hate everybody but white people whites. Let me know because that's y'all leader. If he got the keys to the car, I'm just asking for informative purposes. But that's y'all. That's your mess. I just want to know. If he is, he is. I just wanted to know for clarification purposes. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But that's y'all. Big homie right there. I don't know. I'm not. Y'all don't get too crazy. Just answer the question and go back to doing whatever you was doing with no seasoning. Don't trip. I got you.
That's why he involved himself, because he's the white boy of hip-hop, I guess. The only problem with that is that Rick Ross being a CO is not new information. There's nothing really to expose. The smoking gun already exposes this. Everyone already knows this. It's pretty much already a huge L so far for 1080 Jake. Even after getting exposed, Rick Ross was able to continue with his career, and people like Meek Mill and Wale and everyone were still making music with him. You remember the song? I think it went something like, "My bitch bad, looking like a bag of money. I get my bitch and I could tell it kind of funny." You guys all remember that. So Rick Ross was able to continue and prosper in his career well after being, that was probably like 4 or 5 years after being exposed. So I'm not really sure what 1090 Jake is up to. I mean, if there's new information that's even more damning, this is a huge L. I'm sorry. And so Jake did this like post and delete. I mean, I can't find it on his Instagram. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is a post and delete. But it did end up getting Rick Ross's attention, and Rick Ross would respond to 1090 Jake, and he would show 1090 Jake's snitchery on the Rick Ross Instagram page. So Jake's getting what he wanted. He's getting clapped.
Golly, that's not giving you malice attention. Sheesh. Golly, Starface. Sheesh. That didn't work the way he thought it was gonna. Golly.
He's been discussed. So he posts this statement by Jacob Daniel Cherry, and it says the suspect Cherry made several spontaneous statements. What? And I want to be clear, this is not new information either. Jacob Cherry has already gone down for this. He's already been labeled a snitch. This is not new information either, but this is what Rick Ross responded with. And so it looked like Rick Ross just like quickly dismissed 1090 Jake and then continued to go after Drake. And then, he went on a baby rant by his pool, and this is what he said about Drake.
I'm feeling like the bigger person. I'm the bigger person. I'm a boss. Drake, I'm going to give you an opportunity to apologize. First and foremost, you got to admit, confess you got your nose reduction, and confess you got a BBL. And I understand. I know what it's like having those flaps on your stomach and that sweat being under there. You ain't want to do that. You wanted to just fuck a gym, nigga. You drizzy, you BBL, nigga. You could go get it done. And you did it.
Shout out to all the grown men with BBLs. Just gonna keep going.
Just confess. Confess. I know you're not gonna respond. And this pace is boring me. It's moving too slow. When I came in the game, you had to move fast, dropping freestyle Fridays. Now this shit social media. I can't do it. You got your minions. What's the other white boy name? 1090. He looked like a fucking wet little whale flapping. Shut up. Get mind your business, PM.
What's that boy named 1090? He looked like a little wet little whale flapping. That's
1090 Jake looks like a struggling otter. Like, he really looks like an otter. Like, I got you, don't trip.
crazy. Rick Ross said 1090 Jake is a little wet little whale flapping. That's so disrespectful. That's a crazy thing to say. I mean, he posted that too. That was off the top of the dome. What's that boy 1090 look like a wet little whale flapping? I mean, I've never heard anything like that. But that's what he said. And so so Jake would continue trolling and post like old footage of Rick Ross, which this is actually really funny footage. Rick Ross is really showing his musical inclination with the way that he's marching and the way he hits that corner. He's really...
Bro hit that corner sharp. Bow! Easy call. Belly. I'm belly. I'm belly. I'm belly. And I turn. Walk. I'm belly. I'm belly. Then I bow. Rick Ross hit that corner. You feel me?
Vibe into that beat, okay? So this would set the precedence for his career. He's a musically gifted CO. Look at this footage here. This is really good. This is funny. Did you see him fucking hit that? He was on tempo. Okay, he's got rhythm. Let's see that again. So that was footage I hadn't seen.
Rick Ross hit that corner. Bow! Bailey. I'm Bailey.
Okay, I will admit that.
My God.
I did watch that clip about 46 times. And so 1090 Jake would also continue trolling with other videos and interviews where Rick Ross would provide inconsistencies in his story about his time as a CO, and I'll play that for you as well. Look at that.
Were you a correctional officer at one point? I was, yeah.
So going all the way back, when was that? How long ago?
Maybe when I was 20.
20 years old.
Yeah.
What kind of people were in there?
You know, I didn't really get to make it to the prison. Because you got to go through training and all that, and I didn't last long.
Right.
I may have last 4 months.
Right.
Before they said,
Yeah.
I was a little tardy.
Okay, so the takeaways from this are that Rick Ross says that he was only a CO for 4 months when records show that he was a CO for 18 months. And he also said that the job didn't work out because he was always tardy, and that he implied that he was sort of let go from the position when it was exposed in that 2008 Smoking Gun article that he submitted a letter of resignation, okay? So he quit instead of getting fired. He quit in good faith. So this is the big bust that 1090 Jake is exposing, that he quit instead of getting fired and that he worked for 18 months instead of 4 months. So this is actually really petty and stupid. I don't know what 1090 Jake thinks this is. This is not a big breaking story. This is very well known. But I'll tell you who did not know about this. Poetic Jala.
What? So, 1090 Jake.
So look, right? So look, right? I watched the video. So look, right? I watched the video. Ficky. So look, remix. Ficky. So look, right? Goddamn. Get it out, remix. God damn. Spit it out.
Was offended that.
But I'll tell you who did not know about this. Poetic Jala.
What? So, 1090 Jake was offended that Rick Ross kept mentioning like white boy, and apparently like, and he said since he's a white boy, he's gonna come to Drake's defense. So score right, boom, right. So look, so Rick Ross said that he was only a correctional officer for 4 months, and he got fired. So right, so look, so Ross stated that he was only there for 4 months, and he got fired for being late. Well, no, that's not true. Bro, I don't know how Tenati found this, bro,
That's crazy.
but like, and he found Rick Ross award from the jail for his perfect attendance.
So Jala the Hutt thinks this is like breaking news, that these are never before seen documents that 1090 Jake unearthed with all of his wisdom and his magic and wizardry. And of course, Man Princess over there is like, this is crazy. I mean, these people don't know what the fuck is going on. They are not well researched. They are very stupid. They have no talent at all with regards to journalism. This is like them just reading what 1090 Jake says and taking it as news. This is the quality of content coming out of No Jumper at this time. Every one of these documents that Poetic Jala is talking about was talked about already in this article that you can Google search. You can just go, all you have to do is type in Google Rick Ross exposed for, and you'll find this stuff. You'll find the little certificate, you'll find the letter of resignation, you'll find all this. These lies have already been exposed. And so No Jumper's team of idiots is like blown away by these like minor inconsistencies. I mean, it's not like Rick Ross denied he was a CO. I think he initially lied about being a CO, but then after he got caught, he started coming clean about it and everything else. But in this interview that they posted, he is saying, yes, I used to be a CO. And I'm not defending Rick Ross here. I think it's really weird that he's lying about things he doesn't need to lie about, but that's not the point here. The point is that this is old, and that No Jumper is fucking stupid as fuck. And they're coming to bat for 1090 Jake. They're like supporting 1090 Jake, known snitch, verified cheese eater.
I think that 1090 Jake looks like a very upset otter. I think that that's what 1090 Jake looks like, a very upset otter. In my mind, I see 1090 Jake and I see an otter that is very upset and has had a really bad day, and maybe somebody took his little otter snack from him and he has no more otter snacks and now he's upset. That's what I see when I see 1090 Jake. I don't see a gangster. I don't see a gangster. I don't see a threat. I don't see nothing. I see an otter that's sad that he doesn't have an otter pop. That's all I see. You are otter without an otter pop, big dog. A man with no land. An otter with no otter pop. All I see is an otter that's upset. Just saying.
He loves to eat the cheese, and so he's a snitch. And No Jumper continues to defend and dismiss his snitch allegations while at the same time going after Rick Ross on behalf of 1090 Jake. So No Jumper endorses 1090 Jake at this point. And this, of course, just my opinion. But I just wanted to highlight how biased and stupid the Vegas piss gargler is. Listen to what he says about the Rick Ross news. Sharp Rob is like blown back by the Rick Ross stuff that's old as fuck, that's been talked about for fucking over a decade.
Perfect attendance employee, right?
Assisting the Department of Corrections.
Yes. So right. You know his first argument, Rick Ross's first
So
argument.
Sharp hears this old ass news and he can't fucking believe it. Okay, he's like, ooh, that's crazy, church. So Sharp's really impressed, okay? But when 1090 Jake's snitchery gets brought up, his paperwork, his snitching allegations, I'm gonna be real with you. I think Rick Ross is late. I think this is old. I think this is all late. He's late.
Calling 1090 Jake a snitch, like
No, but it's not-
1090 already
no.
cleaned all that shit up. Like I think, like, and this is my personal opinion. I think Rick's a little late.
You make it.
Yeah.
So
He
Rick's
older.
yeah. So
He's
this
an
is
older
like
man.
the like this
He's a
is
little
like
late on this. 1090 already. This has been said, cleaned up.
no. This is something that like
And 1090 already done cleared it all up. He already got out of it, all the snitching allegations. Shut the fuck up. He already cleaned it up. You can't clean it. Once you're a snitch, you're a snitch. You can't clean it up. You can't make it better. Do you understand? 1090 Jake is a known cheese eater, and that's final. So Sharp has proven how stupid he is. He's saying that Rick Ross's ancient allegations that had come to light in like 2008 is all new, and 1090's allegations for snitching from last year is all old. So this is called fucking, I don't even know what to call it.
Kind of got it backwards, Sharp, but we're going to keep going.
So 1090 Jake, known tattletaling snitch, is threatening to make one of his videos that he makes about Rick Ross, hoping to get a lot of clout out of it. And so Champagne Poppy, Drake, he is supporting 1090 Jake, and he followed him on Instagram. And so I think what Drake was trying to do is trying to juice up 1090 Jake and encourage him to make the video about Rick Ross by following him, saying like, hey, I support you, like this is going to give you clout, I might even put you in a song if you expose Rick Ross. So this is basically the implications of the situation. So Champagne Poppy is like incentivizing this, right? So now 1090 Jake is for sure going to put this video out. This is a huge opportunity for him to get clout, and so and Drake is gassing the fire, so we will see a 1090 Jake Rick Ross video. And as always,
So that make him 1090 Drake? Ba-dum-bum, psh.
it will be very, very cringe, you know, Jake with his fucking whole storytelling voice. It was at that time that I knew that Rick Ross had to actually become a CO. He reminded me of a CO that I had at Lancaster CI when I was in confinement. And I remember when there was a time when I poked up my cellmate, this very same CO came into my dorm and began sex playing me. And that's when I noticed that he was already bricked up. And he was just staring at me with these dead eyes. And it was at that time that I knew that I had no escape. And the best course of action was just to turn around and let him take it. And after it was all said and done, I had won the respect of the entire dorm. And everyone was chanting my name. Cherry, Cherry. And that was the story of how I became the most famous white blood in Florida prison. And so that's basically what it's going to sound like. You know, Jake does these prison stories that sound like Stephen King's Shawshank Redemption. It's all bull crap, okay? But that's what he does. He's got this cool speaking voice. He's got like 10 different accents rolled into one. And that's what he does. So this is pretty much what's going on. I can't wait for the Rick Ross thing. I'm just going to watch it and laugh. And so this has been pretty much the recap of the situation. It's a developing story, of course. I will be covering it as it goes, if need be, that is. And I just want to thank you guys for sticking around and hitting the like button, leaving me a comment, subscribing to Patreon, subscribing to YouTube, subscribing and liking and commenting. All good things. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, man. We up out here to the next one, man. Shout out to Point and Shoot. You feel me? Shout out to Point and Shoot. We finna get up out here to the next video, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Some news you can use from now you can't get in college, big dog. Hit the subscribe button, become part of this Rich Trapper Mafia. Hit that notification bell at the top. Hit all say tapped in for the latest and the greatest what we have going on, man. Make sure you get into these, man. Honey bourbon, almost messed it up. Honey bourbon loose leaves, man. Shout out to Desto Dub. Awful lot of honey bourbons, awful lot of loose leaves, awful lot of cough syrup, and it's an awful lot of rich trapping going on. Get into these if you ain't got into these, man. Loose leaves. Perfectly cut leaves for a perfect roll every time. And you also want to get into these tasty distillate live resin cartridges. Make sure you get into these, man. These is cannabis derived terpenes, premium category 3 distillate, no pesticides or heavy metals, like a rock band, none of those. Don't worry about it, man. These are disposable cards for the people who are on the go. You ain't got time to roll one up. You just grab it, get to smoking, handle your business. Hit that red dot, slide it to the left, stay tapped in for more of this good content. Figure out how to get some of this good chili we giving away. It's free Avenue Angel until he's free. We gone.